हेलो वेलकम। आज हम देखेंगे कि एनपीटेल का कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क्स एंड इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल। ओके, सो वीक वन असाइनमेंट नंबर वन। सो क्वेश्चन नंबर वन, हाउ मेनी, ये लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन है। हाउ मेनी कोलिजन्स डोमेन आर इन ए 10 पोर्ट हब and 8 port switch L2 and 4 port router respectively? A collision domain is the segment of a network where if more than one device tries to send data simultaneously, so it causes a collision and the data is lost. Okay, so पूछ रहा है कि 10 पोर्ट हब, 8 पोर्ट स्विच एंड 4 पोर्ट राउटर। सो कोलिजन डोमेन का सेगमेंट ऑफ ए नेटवर्क के बारे में पूछ रहा है। सो एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं होगा। देखो, कोलिजन डोमेन इज ए नेटवर्क सेगमेंट वेयर डाटा पैकेट्स कैन कोलाइड when two or more devices and data send data simultaneously. So the behavior of devices like hubs, switches and routers determines the number of collision domains. So क्या था ये 10 port hub? So 10 port hub, a hub operates at the physical layer, that is layer number 1 of the OSI model. It does not separate collision domains. All the devices connected to the hub share the same collision domain. Therefore, a 10 port hub has a single collision domain where all 10 devices compete for the same network bandwidth. Okay. So 2 में ये था कि 8 port switch, that is layer number 2. A switch operates the data link layer, that is layer number 2 of the OSI model, and creates a separate collision domain for each port. So याद रखो, ठीक है। Each port of the switch forwards data only to the intended device using the MAC address, okay, based filtering the isolating collisions to the specific port. Therefore, an 8-port switch has 8 separate collision domains. Then number 3 में 4-port router, that is layer number 3, okay. So a router operates the network layer, that is layer number 3, and segments the network into different subnets. Each port of the router connects to a different subnet, creating a separate collision domain for each port. So therefore, a 4-port router has 4 separate collision domain. Okay. So ये collision domain का summary होगा। 10 port hub के लिए 1 collision domain, 8 port switches के लिए 8 collision domain, 4 port router के लिए 4 collision domain. So the total number of collision domain is 10, 8 and 4 respectively. So 10, 8, 4, that is option number B. 10, 8, 4, that is option number B. Okay. Then question number 2, map the devices with their associated layer in the TCP/IP model. So यहाँ पे मैचिंग में A सेक्शन में दिया हुआ है, that is devices, and B मैचेस में दिया हुआ है the associated layers. So NIC, okay, so NIC, that is network interface card, that link to the data link layer. Then router link to the network layer, bridge link to the data link layer, then hub related to physical layer. So यहाँ पे ऑप्शन नंबर ए हो जाएगा। ओके, ऑप्शन नंबर ए हो जाएगा। ओके, एंड दैट इज NIC, ए का 2 डाटा लिंक लेयर, देन राउटर का नेटवर्क लेयर, ब्रिज का डाटा लिंक लेयर, ओके, देन हब का फिजिकल लेयर। सो ऑप्शन नंबर ए। देन थर्ड क्वेश्चन में मैप द प्रोटोकॉल, ए में प्रोटोकॉल, सेकेंड में एसोसिएटेड लेयर। ओके, so FTP, file transfer protocol, that is related to application layer. UDP, user datagram protocol, linked to the transportation layer. PPP, point to point protocol, that is the data link layer. Internet protocol, that is the network layer. Hypertext transfer protocol, that is the application layer. So matches the option number D. Okay. matches the option number D. Question number 4. Which of the following statements are concerned with encapsulation in computer network? So first, encapsulation क्या है in computer network? So encapsulation in computer network refers to the process of adding headers and sometimes trailers to the data as it moves down through the layers of the TCP/IP protocol stack. Each layer of the protocol stack adds the own header and sometimes trailer to the data from the layer above. So statement क्या है one में it involves an addition of a header and trailer to the actual data as it moves down in the TCP/IP protocol stack. Okay, so ये करेक्ट है, क्यों करेक्ट है? as data moves down the layer in the TCP/IP protocol stack, each layer adds a header and possibly a trailer to the data. For example, the transport layer adds a transport header like a TCP or UDP header. The network layer adds an IP header and the data link layer add a frame header and a trailer. Okay. So यहाँ पे gist है कि the network layer add an IP header and the data link layer add a frame header and trailer. Okay, so ये correct हो गया. Statement 2 में at the transport layer encapsulation include port numbers and at the network layer encapsulation includes IP address. So this statement also correct. So at the transport layer, the encapsulation process includes adding the port numbers, that is the source and destination port number, in the header to identify the communicating processes. And the network layer, the encapsulation includes the addition of IP address, that is source IP and destination IP, okay, to route the packet across the network. So both and 1 and 2 options are correct. Both 1 and 2 statement are correct. Describe the encapsulation process accurately. So therefore the correct answer is, that is option number C, both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2, option number C. Yes. Question number 5. Which of the following not a disadvantages? So not a disadvantages means advantages. देखो कैसे घुमा रहा है, नॉट ए डिसएडवांटेजेस. इसको थोड़ा क्वेश्चंस जो पढ़ोगे इसको मीनिंग को समझो. नॉट ए डिसएडवांटेजेस मींस advantages of the circuit switching technique over the packet switching technique in the computer network. Okay, so ये पूछ रहा है मतलब advantages of the circuit switching technique over the packet switching technique in computer network. Okay. So इसका आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन नंबर डी. Okay. Provides a dedicated communication path between two end ports. Okay. So कैसे हुआ देखो, in circuit switching a dedicated path is established between two end hosts for the duration of the connection, which is one of its main characteristics. So this ensures a consistent and resolved path for the data transmission. However, this is considered an advantage rather than a disadvantage in many contexts. So ये advantages के बारे में पूछा था. Not a disadvantages means advantages rather than disadvantages of many contexts, particularly in applications where reliable real-time communication is required, that is voice calls. So disadvantages क्या होगा? ये जो तीनों है, ये डी हो गया एडवांटेजेस और ये जो तीनों हो गया ये डिसएडवांटेजेस. ओके, सो दी डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ सर्किट स्विचिंग, that is the delay in the establishment of a dedicated connection between two hosts. In a circuit switching, the connection must be established fast before any communication can take place, causing a delay. Okay, so ये सर्किट स्विचिंग के बारे में पूछ रहा है ना, सर्किट स्विचिंग. ओके, सो एडवांटेजेस क्या पूछा हुआ था, ये तो एडवांटेजेस हो गया डी, डी ऑप्शन, ये एबीसी है. डिसएडवांटेजेस, ये डी हो गया एडवांटेजेस, सो एबीसी हो जाएगा डिसएडवांटेजेस. तो डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ सर्किट स्विचिंग, ए हो गया बी, इनसफिशिएंट यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज. So the dedication path remains reserved for the entire session even if no data is being transmitted at certain times, leading to inefficiency. So third one disadvantage, less scalable of circuit switching. Since each call or communication requires a dedicated path, it does not scale well for handling a large number of simultaneous connections. Okay. So option D, that is the provides a dedicated communication path between two end hosts, is not a disadvantage. That is, as it is actually defining feature of circuit switching. Okay. So आंसर का ऑप्शन नंबर डी हो गया. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, choose the false statement. So false statement, that is option number A. Bridge filter network traffic based on IP address. ये क्यों false है? ये तो false है, क्यों false है? Okay. So bridge filter network traffic based on IP address. The statement is false because bridge operates at the data link layer, that is layer number 2 of the ASI model, and filter network traffic based on MAC address, not IP address. MAC address, not IP address. So they forward or filter frames based on the MAC address table, helping reduce network collision by segmenting the network. ओके तो ए फॉल्स हो गया मतलब बी सी ट्रू होगा. ए फॉल्स हो गया मतलब बी सी ट्रू होगा. तो बी में क्या है? हॉब्स शेयर बैंडविड्थ among all attached devices. So this statement is true because hubs operate the physical layer, that is layer number 1, and broadcast incoming signal to all attached devices. As a result, the available bandwidth is shared among all connected devices, leading to potential collision if multiple devices transmit simultaneously. Okay. तो सी में क्या था? ओके, switch provides dedicated bandwidth for each LAN segment. So the statement is true. क्यों ट्रू है? Switches operate at the data link layer, that is layer number 2, and create a separate collision domain for each port. Each port on switch can support full duplex communication, thus providing dedicated bandwidth to each LAN segment connected to it. So A statement false and B is true. Okay. So option number A. Question number 7. Which transport layer protocol will be chosen by an application that does not require any reliability? So reliability नहीं है मतलब UDP, ऑप्शन नंबर बी. रिलायबिलिटी पूछता है तो TCP, रिलायबिलिटी नहीं है तो UDP. ओके. 7 का बी देखो, TCP means transmission control protocol is a reliable transport layer protocol. It ensures data delivery through mechanisms like sequencing, error detection, acknowledgement, and retransmission of lost data. It is used by applications that require reliable communication, that is web browsing, file transfer. So TCP is reliable, UDP is user datagram protocol is unreliable transport layer protocol. It does not guarantee delivery. It does not guarantee delivery. Ordering or error correction of packets. It is often chosen by applications that do not require reliability, such as fuel-time applications, example video streaming, online games, voice over internet protocol, where speed is priorities over reliability. Okay, so does not require reliability, we choose UDP. Okay, user datagram protocol. And question number 8. देखो ये conceptual question है. You suppose you are a network administrator in your college. Okay, so you are asked to do troubleshooting for an switch of a remote server using Telnet. So which of the following considerations should you keep in mind when using Telnet of this task? Okay, so suppose you are a network administrator in your college. You are asked to do some troubleshooting for an issue of a remote server using Telnet. So Which of the following considerations should we keep in mind when using Telnet for this task? Okay. सो माइंड में रखोगे कि हम टेलनेट्स यूज कर टेलनेट्स यहाँ पे यूज कर रहे हैं. ओके. सो क्या होगा इसमें? देखो पहला ऑप्शन है टेलनेट इज मोर सिक्योर देन एसएसएस व्हाइल मेकिंग रिमोट कनेक्शन. ये फॉल्स है क्योंकि एसएसएस इज मोर सिक्योर नॉट टेलनेट. एसएसएस इज मोर सिक्योर. सो ये फॉल्स हो जाएगा. देखो पहले टेलनेट इज मोर सिक्योर देन एसएसएस व्हाइल मेकिंग रिमोट कनेक्शन. ये फॉल्स है. सो एसएसएस जो मैंने अभी बोला है कि एसएसएस में सिक्योर सेल इज मोर सिक्योर देन टेलनेट. तो ये फॉल्स हो गया. तो करेक्ट क्या है? एसएसएस इज मोर सिक्योर देन टेलनेट. सो एसएसएस सिक्योर सेल encrypts all the communication including login credentials, whereas telnet sends everything in plain text. Okay. ये फॉल्स हो गया. तो बी ऑप्शन इट इज एडवाइजेबल टू use telnet in a local network rather than on the internet to avoid security risk. So ये ट्रू हो जाएगा. क्यों ट्रू होगा? Since the telnet does not provide encryption, it is vulnerable. Means weakness of a system to interception. Okay. So it is safer to use telnet within a trusted local network where eavesdropping risks are minimized. However, it should be avoided over internet. So B option true हो जाएगा. Okay. Then C में Telnet encrypts all traffic by itself during communication. So ये false है क्योंकि Telnet does not encrypt any of the data. It transmits everything including login credentials in plain text, which makes it insecure, especially over untrusted network like the internet. Okay. So D option, Telnet transmit data as a plain text including login credentials. So ये ट्रू हो जाएगा. क्यों ट्रू होगा? कि Telnet sends all communication including usernames, passwords and other data as plain text, making it vulnerable to attacks like MITM, that is man in middle attack, and eavesdropping. Okay. So ये D option भी ट्रू है. ओके. सो बी डी ट्रू है. यस. Question number 9. Choose the statement that correctly describes the role of the responsibility of the network interface card in the computer network. Okay. तो यहाँ पे हो जाएगा ऑप्शन नंबर डी, नाइदर वन और टू. कोई सा भी नहीं होगा. क्यों नहीं होगा? देखो NIC takes over the responsibility of segmenting large chunks of data into smaller packets that can be transmitted over the networks. So this statement is completely wrong. So segmenting large chunks of data into smaller packets is a task performed by the transport layer, that TCP, of the OSI model, not the NIC. Okay. So the NIC operates primarily at the data link layer, that is layer number 2, and is responsible for framing data into packets called as frames. Okay. So data link layer का function ही है ना, frames. So for transmission but it does not handle segmentation of data. तो ये false हो गया. 2 में it converts digital data from the computers processed to an analog signal. So ये भी completely wrong. So NIC does not convert digital data to analog signals. Instead, it converts the data into electrical signals for transmission over the network. That is over Ethernet cables at the physical layer, that is layer number 1. Analog signal conversion is typically handled by the modem. Okay. Or other equipment for communication over analog. So both statements are incorrect regarding the roles and responsibility of NIC, making so correct answer is neither one or true. कोई सा भी नहीं होगा, ना 1 होगा ना 2 होगा. तो ऑप्शन नंबर डी. Yes. Identify the incorrect statements related to the bridge and switch इन कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क। ओके, तो इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट क्या होगा देख लेते हैं। पहले ऑप्शन ए, ऑप्शन ए में क्या था, फॉर स्मॉल इंटरफेसेस विदाउट द नीड ऑफ फीचर लाइक क्यूओएस, that is the quality of service, VLAN, virtual LAN, and STP. Okay, a switch is more economical or suitable in the case of segmenting in the traffic between two LAN than a bridge. So the statement is correct because switches are typically more cost effective and efficient for segmenting traffic in small interfaces. Obviously, even without advanced features like virtual LAN or quality of service, they provide faster forwarding and better scalability compared to bridges. So ये true हो गया ऑप्शन बी। ओके, ऑप्शन बी, switches operate in full duplex mode while bridges in half duplex mode। करेक्ट, इसको याद रखो, switches usually operate in full duplex mode, meaning they can send and receive data simultaneously. Bridges operate in half duplex mode, meaning they can only either send or receive data at any given specific time। So ये true हो गया ऑप्शन सी। Switches broadcast traffic to all the ports while bridges broadcast the traffic to designed ports, that is ports having the same virtual LAN ports as the sender by using a MAC address table। So ये correct, incorrect है, totally incorrect है ये। ओके, totally incorrect। तो यहाँ पे ऑप्शन नंबर सी इनकरेक्ट, इनकरेक्ट पूछा था तो ऑप्शन सी इनकरेक्ट। सो क्यों इनकरेक्ट है, स्विचेस डू नॉट ब्रॉडकास्ट ट्रैफिक टू all the ports, they use the MAC address table to forward data to the correct port based on the destination MAC address। Similarly, bridges uses a MAC address table to forward traffic to the correct ports, not necessarily to designed VLAN ports, and they also avoid broadcasting when possible। Okay, so ये false हो गया, D option। Switches and bridges are both equally important in modern large and complex networks। Okay, so this statement is completely incorrect। Switches are far more commonly used, are generally more important in modern large and complex networks। They provide higher throughput, better scalability, and support advanced features like VLANs and quality of service। Bridges have largely been replaced by switches in most modern networks। So ये incorrect हो गया, तो D option incorrect। तो मिला लेते हैं इनका। देखो क्वेश्चन नंबर वन का बी, क्वेश्चन नंबर टू, टू ए, क्वेश्चन नंबर थ्री डी, यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर फोर सी, यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर फाइव, क्वेश्चन नंबर फाइव डी, यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर सिक्स ए, यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर सेवन बी, यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर एट बी डी, यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर नाइन डी, क्वेश्चन नंबर टेन सी डी, यस, सबमिट आंसर। Submitted। Thank you।